Well, it's week 6. I'm joined right now by Nisqy with coverage brought to you by Alienware to talk a little bit about how their game against Golden Guardians went. Now, at a certain point in time, you guys had a lot of dragons, and based off of the way the other two games had just gone, I was like, okay, this means Cloud9's done. You know, getting a lot of dragons, getting kind of any lead, that's a bad example of how to win today in the LCS. But you still managed to pull it off. Was that difficult?
I mean, their team comp was just a lot like early game stuff, so we kind of just had to go even or like be behind, but like not that much. And we got every dragon, which is unbelievable. I mean, not unbelievable, but like quite hard, I'd say, to like get. And I mean, we knew that at one point we just outscaled them really hard, and then yeah, we just outscaled them and we just won the game.
So you ended up winning the game. What do you think about Golden Guardians after playing them just now? Because it does seem like they're trying to be a good team, but they're kind of stuck in the middle. I'm kind of curious what your take is after having faced them.
Um, uh, I mean, after playing Frogan today, for example, I feel like he's playing way more aggressive than how he did before. Because his LeBlanc was kind of a meme for me before. Because when I picked Zoe the first time against his LeBlanc, he didn't like go in once and he would just farm up, you know. And after today, I feel like he actually played quite aggro and quite well, to be honest. So I feel like they're not that bad, like individual wise, and feel like their way to see the game right now is more like focusing on early game and trying to get the lead and then snowballing the lead. But I think it can work against weaker laners, like bottom table LCS probably. But yeah, I mean, I definitely think they're not that bad, but I don't think they're there yet. And I mean, special shout out to Frogan because I think he quite improved at least.
It's a weird situation for me because I mean, I don't know when you started watching League esports, but it's funny to me because you are in a lot of ways the more rookie player to Froggen, who's like the veteran, both coming from EU, and you're like, but shout out to Froggen because I think he's really improving and he's getting there, and I think someday like he could start taking down some of these stronger mid laners.
I mean, it's not like I mean I'm just really surprised because I really thought that I could win lane or even just pressure him kinda. But I mean he played the lane really well. That's it. Or maybe I played the lane really bad. I don't know about that. But I mean it's just that he tried plays and then he just did a lot of aggressive moves. I'd say, which didn't pay off sadly. But I mean it's good that he's at least trying to do some stuff because I feel like when he just farms until late game, then they usually lose. So I mean it's really good that he tries to play aggressive for sure.
Is it interesting for you facing off against him? Because I did you ever watch like the old tournaments where Froggen's on Anivia and it's CLGU and they're carrying hard? I don't know at what point in time you entered the league ecosystem.
I mean, I just remembered he was just really good at farming. I mean, nothing else. That's actually the only thing. And also that he was playing weird champions. But I mean, it's definitely like weird to play against veterans or like players that I never played against before because I played them once, I think. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely he has a weird play style compared to you know other mids, I'd say.
How's it weird? Just the farming thing or what?
I mean, just the champions he plays, like Veigar, Lux, Anivia. I don't know what else he plays, but like when you draft against him, or like when I want to blind pick against him, it's usually weird. So when he picked LeBlanc, I was quite happy, because I didn't have to play against a random thing. But yeah, I mean, he's just different, I think, as a player compared to other mids, just like farming wise and just the way he thinks about the game. I think.
Very good. Now, talk to me a little bit about having Blabber in. What was that experience? You're already laughing, so I don't know what that means. You find it funny, but what does it mean for, or what was the experience having him in?
I think. I mean, I won't say he's better than Dennis. He's just different on like his playstyle. He's way more aggressive and way thinks a bit less. I mean, he doesn't think that much when he plays. He's just kind of going in whenever he wants to, and we're just trying out to see if it works or not, and also just putting him on stage and maybe using him in the future as well. And I mean, I think he did a pretty good job today. Like he realized in game that he had to change the way he was playing and stuff, so it was really good to be honest. But yeah, I mean, we're just trying out and seeing how Blabber works out for us as well.
How do you feel about playing with a jungler that's that aggressive?
I mean, it's definitely different than playing with Svenskeren for sure. Because with Svenskeren, we usually plan stuff and we do stuff kind of in a safe way and like calculated way. And with Blabber, it's usually like, can we fight? Yeah, all right, just go, And that's how it goes. But I mean, for me, it's kind of easy to play with different junglers because I used to just play with different junglers throughout my whole career, you know. And for me, I don't really mind. I think it's just different because Dennis usually has a big say in. I mean, Svensson has a big say in how we play the game, and Blabber isn't that much experience, so he doesn't know as much. But yeah.
I'm gonna chase you back. You keep taking steps back. We're probably out of focus now. No, it's so. Yeah, I mean, the other thing that Blabber mentioned in the post-game interview is that the team is considering moving towards like a 7-man roster for playoffs. Does that mean you're having to be like, hey, stay back, Golden Glue. This is my spot. Get back there, Grayson. We don't need you here.
Yeah, stay back there. Nah, I'm joking. I mean, to be honest, I think 7-man roster is really great. I think it has a lot of valuable things to offer. For example, if Grayson plays other champions that I do, you know, and also his playstyle is different than mine as well. But I mean, at the end, we all want C9 to succeed, kinda. So I don't mind leaving my spot if Grayson has a better champion pool, or if he's just better, you know. And I think having a 7-man roster is definitely good, especially because Blabber and Grayson. I'm not sure who the 7th one will be, but we just have really great players on our academy team, so we should really make use of them for sure.
Do you talk to those guys a lot?
Yeah, I mean, every day we're just in the same house anyways. We meet 24/7. Not 24/7, like for lunch and then for dinner and stuff.
You roll over and Golden Glue's next to you in the middle of the night. He's like, what do you think about Vagar mid? I've been thinking about...
No, I mean, people usually think that me and Grayson, Golden Glue have like a rivalry kind of thing, but we're just kind of trying to be, I mean, not trying to be friends, but we're friends and also just kind of rivals, you know? But I mean, it's just in a good way, in my opinion. Like, I'm never like trash talking him or anything like that, and I don't have like an ego to say that I'm like better than him or his shit, you know. Like, we just have both our own play style, and if we can make use of him, we'll make it for sure.
Speaking of rivalries, there's one player that seems like you have a rivalry with, because this week on Hotline League, you sat in the chat the entire time and trolled Demonte. When did you meet Demonte, and how did you end up becoming hostile towards him?
It was back in Envy, actually, when I met him first. It was his first game on stage, I think, and I solo killed him when he was playing Corki into Syndra, I think, when he was an Echo Fox. And from then, he like DM'd me on Twitter, like, oh, yeah, man, good job. You were really good today and stuff. And I was like, thank you, man, you know, appreciate it and stuff. And then he just likes to shit talk a bit, so I'm kind of shit talking him because he's an NA mid, you know, and they're usually not that good, so yeah.
What, do you send him messages ever shit talking him, or when do you like to troll him?
I mean, usually either when I get him in solo queue or when we scrim against him, when he fucks up, or, you know, when he just plays bad, I'm usually calling him out for it. And yeah, I mean, if he's just bad, you know, I can just say it. So
okay, good. I'm glad you guys have that relationship. Does he ever try to get back at you? Does he ever call you out on stuff?
Usually when I int in solo queue or when I int in scrims, he also calls me out, you know. And yeah, I mean, it's just kind of banter, and I think it's a good relation to have with other mates for sure. Like, just, you know, banter is nice in my opinion.
Anyway, is there anything you want to say to any of the Cloud9 fans out there?
The classic, thanks for supporting us, guys. We're gonna be TL next week and TSM tomorrow.
All right. Well, this interview will come out after the TSM game, but before the TL one. So depending on what ends up happening tomorrow, people will either have more or less confidence in your TL prediction. Anyway, thanks so much, Nisqy, for the interview. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things esports right here on my YouTube channel. Hey, don't click away. I know it's the end of the video. Don't click away. I know that you're like hitting. There's another clip somewhere that you're going to click. Don't. All right, because I got to tell you about my sponsor, Alienware. They sponsor everything I'm doing this year. You can check out their link in the description. It's super helpful. By the way, u.gg, they're generously supplying stats for a bunch of these videos, so be sure to check them out as well. There's a link down there as well. And also, you know, while we're just full sellout in this outro, you can go check out my Twitch, twitch.tv/Travis Gafford. If you give me a follow there, it's very helpful, and you can even Twitch Prime. And once you've completed all 3 of those activities, you'll be allowed to enter heaven.